Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Daniel Lima. I'm the owner of Endure Painting. And whether you are home right now, working from your office, or having lunch, or taking care of the kiddos, uh, we want to thank you for taking the time today to join our conversation. And we really appreciate your time and support on our second E-XPO. Um, you might be asking yourself, well, what is the E-XPO? We created this E-XPO as a way to share information with you, just kind of like we used to do those trade shows, and you'll be walking around different booths and talking to different people, different vendors. We wanted to kind of extend this same in an electronic way. So at the same time, we're kind of like selecting some raffle winners at the end and different interactions, as well as sharing some information with you that might be helpful. And we love your comments too. So, um, by the way, if you get a chance and you want to have a text a question, you can do it. You can comment on the below. Also, if you want to get a chance to win at the raffle, text your name and email address at the number below that you can see there. And we'll be selecting some people to give some raffles and giveaways. But without further ado, we want to introduce our guest, or we want our guest to introduce themselves. And so we'll start with Brian.
Hi. I am an account executive with Restoration Management Company. We're a full-service disaster recovery company with services including water damage or water remediation, fire and smoke damage, mold remediation, environmental remediation, and construction. We have 14 regional offices serving Arizona, California, Colorado, Washington, and Texas, as well as a national catastrophe response fleet of vehicles. We're here to help you. Let's see. What do I know? One of the questions I was asked was, what am I doing right now to keep myself entertained while sheltering in place? I've been playing around with my guitar and mandolin and all kinds of other instruments. Doing it very poorly, but trying to keep myself entertained. I keep reading and taking some online classes because, well, I have the time. So that's kind of what I've been doing.
Thank you, Brian. Yeah, so if you just share, I forgot to say that, but yeah, if you could share your name, the company you're representing, the service you provide, and what you do to keep yourself entertained during this shelter in place. So, Mark.
Hi. Good afternoon, everybody. Glad to have you here. My name is Mark Owens. I'm with Reliant Construction Management. We are a San Francisco-based firm, but we provide construction management service throughout the entire Bay Area. We've been around for over 12 years, and we service homeowners associations, common interest developments, HOA management companies, multifamily properties throughout the entire Bay Area. And we engage in a lot of specialized services and construction management services and utilize industrial professionals to advance our clients' assets and do various projects, which include reconstruction work, defect reconstruction work, SB 800, construction defect repair, emergency catastrophic loss management, capital improvements such as roofing, building envelope work, new windows, fire life safety, risk management. What I'm doing to keep myself busy is similar to Brian. I'm doing a lot of reading and a lot of online classes. And I've also been, because gyms have been closed down, I've been slowly but surely setting up my home gym, which looks like that's going to be more of an ongoing thing and maybe perhaps even a permanent thing. We'll see what happens, but kind of exciting.
Thank you, Mark. All right, how about Deysi?
Hi, I'm Deysi Ortiz. I'm a marketing manager with IQB Construction and Roofing. We are a general contractor and we service the Bay Area. We do apartments, HOAs, and condos. We do interior renovations, exterior decay repairs, and the whole roofing envelope. And what I'm keeping myself entertained during the shelter in place is fixing up my backyard because there was just a mess back there, and I'm just trying to make it look nicer.
That can be a task right there.
Yeah.
Aneta, we have Aneta here too.
Yay! Hi, everybody. Nice to meet you all. I'm Aneta from BanCal. I am a community association manager. BanCal is a property management company in San Francisco. We manage apartment buildings and HOAs. I only handle HOAs, and I've been with the company for about 3 years. The company itself has been around for maybe 20 years. And one thing I'm doing to keep myself entertained, well, I've been running a lot, meditating, also doing tarot readings. So on the side, if you want a tarot reading, hit me up.
Thank you, Aneta.
Yeah.
Well, again, welcome all the guests, and welcome to everyone that's just joining in. We thank you for your time, and let's begin our conversation here today. We were kind of discussing different topics, and we want to talk about different things that will be helpful to you. And so one of the topics that were kind of floating around quite a bit was about working remotely. And so I want to share some of the statistics that I found. And one of them is 18% of people work remotely full-time. That's about 4.3 million people in the USA that work remotely, which is a 3.2% of the entire workforce. So only a 3.2%. Of course, that changed right now because of the COVID-19. So 44% of employers still don't want to allow remote work at all. That's almost half. And the surprising part is that 42% would like to stay working from home after the shelter in place is lifted. So about that same half, now that they experience the opportunity to work from home, 42% would like to stay home and continue to work there. So the question is for everyone, should we continue to allow remote work? And what if an employee expresses that preference for working from home? What can we do? So I'm just gonna open that question for everyone. Feel free to share.
I would say for now, yes. Like in my case, like our office is really small, and we have these partitions that are really close together, and we're all sharing the same reading space, and it's really hard to social distance. So I would say for now, until it's safe, for everyone to go back in the office. So that's my opinion. I'm not sure what everyone else thinks.
I'm in agreement with you, Aneta. I think it all depends on the office and kind of layout. I mean, you mentioned that your office is small. Our offices lend itself more so to already even have social distancing without any too much more items or things to implement to do that. I mean, there are some things that I think one should consider, though. If you need to bring people in, but back from the home office perspective, a lot of my staff are working from home. They come in maybe sometimes once a week for a partial day. And I think the key is to make sure to kind of check in with everybody and make sure that they have what they need if they work from home. Also, kind of doing regular check-ins and talk to them about their schedules and how they're implementing, kind of working their days. It's a different level of support, I think, from a management point of view that we're going to have to give. And I'm starting to provide for my staff since it's going to be more of an ongoing thing. And I think that's really important because I want to make sure that my staff is engaged and also that they feel like they're being heard and supported. And I think it's a work in progress right now. So I think this is going to be another topic we can talk about or continue talking about as we move forward.
Yeah.
I agree.
Go ahead, Brian.
I'm sorry. For me, working from home, what I do anyway. So I'm okay with it. Business development, I'm already used to working out of the home office and only occasionally going into the corporate office to check in with my operations teams. I feel like for anything that doesn't need to be actually if you don't need to be in the office, if there's not an actual physical need to be in the office, working from home for at least the near future is kind of going to be the direction that most corporations are going to have to go, just for the overall safety of both ourselves, our staff, and for our customers also.
Agreed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with Aneta as well. My office is kind of big and everybody's a little bit scattered. But yeah, we have the option to work from home, and some of us do take the opportunity to work from home. Others come in just to have somewhere to go so we can actually escape the house for a little bit. But for the most part, we are allowed to work from home, and it's something that we might be considering later on as well. But we do have a big space in the office, so it's kind of we are able to practice social distancing and stuff like that. So it's in between. We can work both ways.
Yeah. I had my wife. My wife was asking me a couple days ago because they allow her to work from home. She's never done that, so she was actually pretty happy and thrilled about the fact that she could work from home. But at the same time, she was feeling like she's used to working, her 8 hours and sitting there, and she felt like she was cheating if she wasn't, sitting there in front of her computer for 8 hours. So I kind of had to help her out and let her know that it's okay. That I think at this time when you're working from home, and you probably all share the same feeling, is that you have to set yourself tasks. You can't put 8 hours. It's hard to do that when you have kids or you have like your family stepping in or different scenarios. But if you set yourself tasks, it should be able to help you to feel that you got your work done on the day. And that's kind of what I was telling my wife, so that she can do that. And I think that also as an owner perspective, if I was telling her that as long as she has the things that the boss or the owner needs when they need it, that's the important thing. Be prepared, have your work done, and just have it ready. Because I think those are the main things that what I was sharing. 42% of or 44% of owners don't want their employees to work from home, and it's mostly, I think, because of that fear that they're not going to be productive. And so I feel like this time is the time that we have to show our employers that we can be productive at home. We can finish the tasks that we do, and that should also secure our jobs in many different ways. So yeah, this is a good topic that we talk about. And I wanted to kind of ask, because of one thing that I see that it becomes a problem is the employee engagement and meetings. We used to have meetings and all sitting at a table, or different ways that we have meetings and engagement in employee, and that's kind of a lack now. So one of the questions is, how can we ensure engagement at the workplace, even though we're working from home? In the world of social distancing, should we postpone or cancel scheduled conferences or meetings, or what can we do? We keep them in person or move to virtual settings? What do you guys think?
Well, I would say like before shelter in place, like it was really hard to, get people to go to board meetings, and now that everything's virtual, it's like I've noticed like more people are participating in board meetings.
Nice.
And which is nice. Before I thought everyone was apathetic, and also just like before shelter in place, like these meetings would be like really intense sometimes. There've been instances where like I have to break up fights and stuff, and also and also like also been instances where like I didn't get enough like board members or homeowners to attend. I had to cancel meetings. We didn't meet quorum. So now that it's virtual, it's like, I'm getting more participation. Also, I've noticed like people are calmer too, and easier to work with virtually than like in person. Well, that's just my opinion.
Hey, Aneta, follow-up questions with you on that one, because I think it's really interesting. With that, I don't know how many you've had of board meetings that you've had already with this, but how is, as far as the participation, in addition to the amount of folks that are maybe joining from the membership, how's that going as far as their participation? If you have owners forums or things like that, or if you're having any vendors come in to virtually talk, is that working out well? I mean,
yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, so that's, yeah, I'm getting like more and more people like participating in virtual. I mean, it's convenient. Also, you don't have to like really travel as much. So it's nice. Yeah, like you're just in the comfort of your own home.
Nice.
Yeah. Aneta, I just want to ask you a question. Do you foresee that even if things get back to normal, right, that property managers will continue to do virtual meetings?
I would, because I want more homeowners to come in to attend these meetings. And it's also hard for me because my buildings are like scattered throughout the city. So it's hard for me to travel, and like I get home like really late. It can be stressful. So yeah, it makes things a lot easier for sure.
Yeah. You're done with a meeting, you click off, and you're already home. That's nice.
Yeah, like, I don't get like maybe
travel time is really great.
For a long time, and it's just it's stressful at times.
Yeah, that sounds pretty convenient.
Yeah.
Deysi, what do you think?
For the virtual?
Yeah, if you were, would you, if someone was to invite you to a meeting virtually, would that, you see that working out?
Yeah, I see that working out more. I don't even know how many virtual trainings or conferences I've had so far since the shelter in place, but it's been a few. Yeah, and it's a lot easier too, because you are able to engage and ask questions. Like, I don't know, I feel a little bit more confident talking virtually, like instead of when you're in public, like in person, you're like, should I say something or should I stay quiet? But yeah, virtually you're able to talk a little bit more and just kind of see what's going on. I also like the virtual not trade shows. What is it called? Like bingo night or trivia night and stuff like that. You get to engage with everybody a little bit more, and it's just more fun instead of like having to go there and just worrying about like how you're gonna get home. Maybe like if you drink a little bit or stuff like that, you're already at home and doing all that good stuff. But yeah, and a lot more people participate as well. So you are able to talk to properties a little bit more on hand when you're doing events online instead of like doing it in person. Sometimes they're distracted by other stuff that's going on around them, as well, or like in a hurry to go to the next booth or to the next vendor and stuff like that. And like here, you're kind of not stuck with each other, but kind of stuck with each other and just like talking and communicating.
Yeah. Brian, have you had a chance to be on a call or a virtual meeting?
Yes, quite a few. I think moving forward, you're going to have a mix of meetings, both virtual and in person, kind of depending on who specifically you're meeting with. So for me, meeting with both, working with multifamily, so I'm meeting with both HOA managers and apartment managers, and they both have a little bit different needs, obviously. So how we're meeting moving forward is going to be a mixture of both. There will be times where I will need to be on site and meeting in person under social distance protocol, of course. But I think the lion's share for moving forward will be virtual meetings. And yes, we have a lot of those going on right now. And to Daisy's point, you are absolutely correct. We have been doing family feuds and virtual movie nights and all kinds of virtual fun things to keep to stay engaged with our customers, and it's been fantastic. We've had nothing but positive reviews, all the way up into up into VP level management. So
wow.
It's been fantastic.
That's great. Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah, I mean, I think that the ultimate goal is really the safety of the employees, the safety of the homeowner, to protect our team members and protect the people that we work with. So, which, by the way, that leads me to another question: is how are we protecting our team members and clients from exposure in the workplace? What's happening? What's people doing? And how are we adhering to the CDC protocol? If, Mark, what are you experiencing with that?
Well, I started preparing with my team before the SIP got partially lifted to make sure that we had things in place, looking at the various guidelines that were being implemented and actually produced to make sure that we're all familiar with them. We have the proper PPE, going over the social distancing, all the parameters that one as our staff will need to do when we're interacting with each other, also with our clients, and then also setting up the pipeline so we can still have masks and other stuff coming in, because what we don't want to, if we run out, then we're in trouble. I mean, because then then it kind of halts things again. So it's really important that we kind of keep that going, which we've been doing. Also providing our clients the protocol. So as we either have started new work because we're able to do so, or we were restarting ahead of time, we've like kind of all like sort of did a startup notice with everybody and providing them not only with our protocols and what we will do as far as what Reliant will do as managing these projects, but also providing them what the vendors that are associated with what they're implementing as well. So it's like a kind of virtual, I mean, an electronic fairly large, but not as large as it could be packet, so folks can be aware of it. And the key is what we were telling people is that we want to make sure that we're all following it, but we can't police it. That's the one thing that we can't do because we don't have the capability or we don't want to take on that liability, but we ensure that folks will be following it, and then we have on-site folks that are monitoring.
Yeah, Mark, we were talking off the live video. You mentioned something about how this is also maintaining these protocols are going to affect, price-wise or the finances too.
Sure.
Can you share that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still in the process of looking at how that's going to affect our costs as far as our hourly rates. I mean, right now it hasn't. I haven't really implemented, but I know it probably will be because we do have to do some extra training, ongoing, items and things we have to do in the PPE, the pipeline that I just mentioned a couple minutes ago. But I talked to several vendors, construction companies, and prior to them restarting, and they've been looking into it, and a lot of them come back and saying that it looks like that they're, outside of, you could compartment a lot of the stuff into what's called general conditions, or sort of like your, kind of your overhead to kind of do the work. But to make it in more simpler terms so people can understand it, as far as from an hourly wage perspective, like if your carpenters or your superintendents, yada yada, they're anywhere between $5 and $8 an hour increase per staff person because of the and that's what I'm hearing back from folks of what that's going to end up being, considering all the protocols, all the stuff they got to do, the extra checking people in, taking temperatures, PPE, you name it, and it just adds to the time, and also kind of potentially kind of also even shrinks down your work day a little bit as far as actually being, doing the actual work.
Yeah.
So it'll actually increase the time. So say project going to last a month, maybe now it's going to go 5 weeks instead of 4 because of it. So all that, they're looking into it, but cost-wise, it's significant,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Deysi, I know that you've been preparing too. You're in charge of getting all these preparations for for all the employees that are going out already and working. How's that? How are you adhering to the protocols?
So what we're doing is we have a safety guy on site, like one of our guys. We made him the COVID compliance officer. You can tell which ones they are, but because they're wearing an orange safety vest. And then I've just been making sure that everybody has hand sanitizers. They have disinfecting wipes. They have a washing station, gloves, masks. I've also created all the signage and stuff like that. And it's been a hassle. We haven't gotten them shipped out yet until this morning. I got the message saying they've been shipped. So hopefully by next week we get them, because I've been printing them out, laminating, and just posting them everywhere in the job sites. And that's been a pretty big hassle just to do.
Yeah.
But just trying to keep everybody safe, making sure our team members feel safe, and our property managers, homeowners, they feel safe as well, that we're not trying to spread the COVID 19. Yeah, so yeah, just trying to keep follow the CDC protocols. We also have, I don't know if you guys are doing this as well, but we having people sign in, like visitors and stuff like that when they go to the job sites, and we have our guys signing in through like an online database. So they every morning they go in there, they do a daily debriefing, saying if they contact with anybody that had the virus, or if they have a temperature, or they feel sick, they have to write down their information there. And yeah, so that's been working out really great for us as well. And all of our guys have been following the procedure, and they understand what's going on. So that's good.
It's I know you work, but you guys have a lot of work. How was that? How do you had to deal with all that protocol?
For the workforce, you said?
And for Brian.
Right.
Yeah. We're breaking up a little bit there. So for you're asking the same question for me. We're pretty lucky in that because of the type of work we do, our protocol was pretty strict already. So our people are showing up on site in masks, in gloves, with booties on, no matter what already. So we have pretty strict guidelines from the get-go. We are reformatting though to meet city and county protocol guidelines. Which will be, again, adding the safety protocol person onto staff, making sure they're trained in what is needed. And again, we'll be doing the same kind of thing where we're doing temperature checks at the beginning of the day, end of the day, cleaning everything before we leave. We were already pretty much ahead of the game. Now it's just now that there's actual formal protocols out, we are just reformatting our existing protocols to match those. So and we're moving forward pretty seamlessly.
Yeah. Deysi mentioned something. She said, to protect our homeowners. And so, Aneta, what are the expectations from the homeowners? What are when there is a job site or something? Are they asking for something specific? Do they want to know something specific, or what have you heard from them?
Well, at some of my buildings, we're requiring that all vendors wear a mask or face covering, and also gloves, and also like to social distance. We're only requiring or allowing them to do work in the common areas, no in-unit work unless it's an emergency or if a homeowner requests it. And also we do send notices out to the buildings letting them know, hey, so-and-so is going to be on site, caution, So I've been giving like all my homeowners like a heads up of when work's being done in the common areas, and so they know to not, keep their distance.
Yeah.
If I can chime in there, one of the things that since we deal with multifamily quite a bit, HOAs, apartment complexes, one of the things that we were asked to provide was actually a containment service for when we're going into larger buildings. So what we're actually doing is we're actually putting up full containment barriers to separate our staff from whatever areas are being worked on, to keep them separate from the homeowners or from the apartment tenants there. And that includes even if they're people still are moving in and out of buildings. So we're putting up containment fields for that kind of thing also. And it's just an additional way to help protect in high rises or apartment complexes or condo complexes, just help protect everybody in general.
That's great. I mean, really quick, I want to just chime in too. I think that's awesome. And both, what you and Aneta both talked about. I think to Aneta's point, that she mentioned about in unit, I'm coming up with some things that I've got to do in a few units in the various properties, and it's posing a bit of a challenge because folks are not moving out. And so it's and it's about like containing areas, and and there's some of the guidelines are saying you're supposed to go into if you can, an entrance that's not the main entrance. Well, most units only have one entrance, so it gets a little sketchy. So it's really about, when we're getting to that, we're really working closely with everybody, the contractor, the residents, property manager, on-site staff, and also see if we can postpone it for a bit, like Aneta mentioned, but sometimes you can't. So it's going to be interesting as we move forward on this, because people are not going to move out, and they can't really.
Yeah, with some of these in-unit work, we're pushing it out to the summer times.
Yeah.
Keep
So,
it a little safer.
Yeah,
definitely.
yes.
Yeah. Well, we kind of reached our time, but we want to, if anyone has a question, any of the people watching has a specific question that we can probably help out, feel free to put it on the comments below. And also we have some raffle giveaways that we want to share. And so at the bottom of this video, there is a phone number that you can text your name and your email address, and we'll be selecting some people for the raffles. So once again, I just want maybe everyone to kind of share what they have, and your name and your company that you work for or you're representing. Let's start with Mark.
I'm Mark again with Reliant Construction Management, and we're providing a $50 gift card, MasterCard, to use anywhere.
Thank you. Deysi?
Hi, my name is Deysi Ortiz, E-XPO Construction and Roofing, and we're providing a $50 gift card, American Express, for anywhere as well.
Thank you. Brian?
Brian Garcia, Restoration Management Company, and we are providing a $50 gift certificate to a local restaurant of your choice.
Nice.
I like to win that. My name is Daniel Lima. I'm with Endure Painting, and I have a $50 gift card as well for Safeway or Lucky's. So we'll, as we get the text, we'll select some people off the video, and we'll be sending an email if you want, and we'll be sending you that gift. But thank you very much for watching this time, and stay tuned for the next one. We'll have several others and different topics. Again, I want to thank everyone and the guests here, all the vendors. Thank you very much. This has actually been quite fun.
Yeah.
Even preparing for it.
And then thank you, Gina from Shoreline, for joining us as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Everyone that's watching. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Have a great day and weekend, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.